After getting drunk, I bragged on a video call with my bestie that I'd win over her second uncle, only for the man himself to hear it live. Instead of getting mad, he cheerfully said he'd give me a shot. He even set up a meetup the very next day to make me put up or shut up. But when I faced my dream guy, I was so nervous, I couldn't string a sentence together. And then he flipped the script with one line. I'm pretty easy to win over, and now he's watching me with that half smile, waiting for my answer. On New Year's Eve, I was video chatting with my best friend to ring in the year. I shot my mouth off. Next year, I'm definitely bagging your second uncle. Her end got noisy. I was about to hang up when a low male voice came through. Okay? I didn't go out on the last day of the year. I stayed home and flipped through every New Year's show. What can I say? I stand too many guys and they were all on different channels. I about wore out the remote. Terrified I'd miss a single second of any of my faves. I stared at the TV straight up to midnight. The second the countdown ended, my bestie's video call popped up with a Happy New Year. I answered, grinning. Happy New Year, babe! May a windfall drop right in your lap this year. She burst out laughing. I like that blessing. Classic you, Isabel. I gave a meaningful little smile and kept the glory to myself. She was overseas. Her family spends New Year abroad every year, this year included. Time zones be damned, she still called to celebrate with me. On video, we started hyping ourselves up and mapping out the future. Next year, we'll make money in our sleep. 2 mil, easy. Next year, we'll finally be coupled up. I got carried away and swore. Next year, I am absolutely getting your second uncle. She shushed me, dripping with disdain. You've been saying that for 1,000 years. What stage are we at, exactly? I smiled, very proud. We're one step from getting the marriage license, we just haven't met yet. She rolled her eyes and refused to engage. In my head, I was already picking out the shared cemetery plot with Jason. My best friend's second uncle, Jason, was a senior from my college, and it was love at first sight for me. The first time I saw him, he'd come to drop something off for her. The moment he left, I grabbed my friend by the collar. Where did you find a boyfriend that hot and not tell me? Are we even best friends? She pried my hands off, dizzy from all the shaking. Wait. Who said he's my boyfriend? That's my second uncle. I froze, my smile going a little stiff. Second uncle? He doesn't look that old. She rolled her eyes. Who told you second uncles have to be ancient? It's just the generation thing. He's basically 1 grade above us. That's when I learned Jason was not only our school senior, but kind of a campus legend. I grilled her for ages about him that day. It's been 5 years since then. Every year I say I'll go for it. Every year I chicken out. Doesn't stop me from talking big, though. I was mid-rant when a burst of noise came from her side. Huh? What happened? I peered at the screen. Her side went pitch black. I shook my phone and called her name a few times. No answer. Frozen? Ugh, this wifey sucks, I muttered and moved to end the call. Just as my finger was about to hit hang up, the video lit back up. The subject of my trash talk, my bestie's very generationally senior uncle, was staring straight into the camera, smiling. You want to chase me? Sure. I'm flying back tomorrow. I'll give you the chance. He hung up. I stared at my frozen phone, and after a long beat, managed one word. Huh? I didn't recover all night. I staggered out of bed in the morning, planning to blast a hype song awake, and saw my bestie's message. Isabel, pick us up at 4 p.m. It was just big talk. Are they seriously making it real? I scrambled for her number, no service. Must be on the plane. I pictured Jason's handsome face and wanted to cry. Jason, I can explain! With no way to reach them, I dawdled all day and still ended up going to the airport. A few minutes past 4, my bestie called, voice booming. Isabel, where are you? In the corner, I whispered. Keeping my voice down like a thief, I asked, is your second uncle back yet? Nope. She answered so fast and clean that I didn't doubt her at all. I whooped. Hold on, I'm coming in for a hug. I've been hiding for 5 years. Might as well keep hiding. As long as the dream guy isn't around, the world is my oyster. The arrivals hall was packed. I spotted my radiant, youthful bestie and launched into a bear hug, practically climbing her. Welcome home. See? She's the one who truly loves me, my bestie said brightly over her shoulder, to someone behind her. I looked up on instinct and went numb. Why is Jason here too? My limbs froze mid-koala. I had no idea what to do with them. Her parents smiled. You two take good care of Belle. We're heading home. If social death were fatal, I'd have been ashes on the spot. The elders vanished in a flash. I peeled myself off my friend and stood there like a good girl, not daring to say a single extra word. Keys, Jason said. I'll take you to dinner. My palms were sweating. He suddenly held out his hand. Long, clean fingers, clear lines on his palm. Yep, hands that live rent-free in my heart. My brain short-circuited, and I laid my hand in his open palm. Realizing what idiocy I'd just committed, I flushed scarlet and tried to yank it back, but he closed his hand around mine. Jason's pretty eyes warmed with a smile. I get it. Let her drive. That is not what I meant. Under my bestie's laser beam down girl glare, I was ready to weep. Can somebody please let me explain? In the end, Jason drove. In the back seat, I hissed at my bestie. We swore to lay low, remember? And you lied to me. You said your second uncle wasn't here. Blame him, she shot back. He made me say it. My bestie, being the bold one, dumped all the blame on Jason. Then she shot me a look, waggling her brows. This is your shot. You've chickened out for 5 years. If you don't snag him now, I'm gonna lose patience. I just wasn't ready yet. I ducked my head, flustered and guilty. She snorted. 5 years and still not ready. Some people move faster. They've already got kids in kindergarten. Yep, that's my true bestie. Always stabbing right where it hurts. Make the most of this chance, she said, lowering her voice, dripping with disappointment. Do your best to become my aunt, then hand me a fat red envelope at New Year. Got it? Do aunts get to smack bratty kids? I nodded vaguely, then caught sight of Jason in the rearview mirror. He was looking at me with a knowing expression. How long had he been listening? How long had he been staring? My face was on fire. Mom, your daughter's dignity isn't coming home tonight. From the airport to downtown, my heart never once beat normal. I was so nervous I trembled. This was my dream guy, after all. What if he talks to me later and I blank out again? What if I say something stupid and he hates me? God, I want to go home to my mom. I don't want dinner with my crush anymore. Get out. I was spiraling when the car suddenly stopped. I jumped, scrambling to open the door. Finally, heaven had heard my prayer. I could go home. Isabel, stay. Jason's voice was calm, smooth as spring water. You out. He tipped his perfectly angled jaw toward my bestie. I froze. She gaped. Uncle, do you even have a shred of honor? Nope. Jason's answer was clean and fast. My bestie nearly exploded. I stifled my laughter, shoulders shaking. Careful, she warned him, hugging me in mock threat. What if I whisk her away and leave you starving? Jason glanced back with deliberate weight. Don't make me say it twice. I jabbed my bestie in the side, trying to give her courage, but she caved. Belle, he's lust-driven. You better protect yourself. She gave me a pitying look, then bolted before her uncle could shove her out. I clung to the window, watching her retreating back with watery eyes. Why didn't she take me with her? Once she left, the car grew as silent as a snowy night. I shrank into myself, palms sweating, wishing I could disappear. Come on out, Jason said, turning with a smile. My brain shorted. You're letting me go home? Oh, God! What did I just say? I wanted to bite off my tongue. Jason only shook his head with a chuckle. Am I really that scary? No, not scary at all. In fact, he hit every single point on my type list. But this was my first time alone with my crush. I was a mess. No, thank you. I mean, no, you're not scary. I like you. I mean, not like that. I don't dislike you. Forget it. Just pretend I said nothing. I covered my face, wanting to die. Truth revealed. Never be alone with your crush, or you'll babble nonsense. I wished I could bury my head like an ostrich. Then Jason's warm laugh filled the quiet car. I know you like me, so would I be honored to take you to dinner? My face burned as I looked up, right into his smiling eyes. Dinner? Together. Okay? Of course, okay. I nodded like an idiot, my grin stretching wide. As long as he didn't mind my clumsy tongue, I was happy. He picked the restaurant quiet, elegant, perfect atmosphere. What do you want to eat? Jason slid me the menu. I stuck to the less talk, less mistakes policy, smiling and shaking my head. Anything's fine. I'd forgotten to lock my mouth before leaving home. Better to say as little as possible. And anyway, dinner with my crush would taste sweet no matter what. He smiled, shook his head, and took the menu back. When the food arrived, I realized he'd ordered all my favorites. Had he researched this? I stole a glance at him, sitting tall and serene, always with that soft smile, giving nothing away. You. We both started at once. I swallowed my words. You go first. He raised his juice glass, eyes warm. Does what you said last night still count? Was he actually encouraging me to chase him? Blushing, I lowered my gaze. I was just talking big. I thought it was refreshingly cute. He dropped a big chicken leg into my bowl, grinning. Your favorite salt-baked flavor. Eat up. The smell hit me hard, but I didn't dare dive in like a slob. Sneaking glances, I saw how effortlessly elegant he looked with every move. Meanwhile, I was trembling with nerves. I scolded myself in silence and drooled over the food anyway. Wait, how did he even know I loved salt-baked flavor? Don't like it? He noticed I hadn't touched it. I nodded furiously. Like it, love it. I had to keep up some ladylike pretense after all. As long as you like it. He smiled, graceful as ever. While I nibbled tiny bites, somehow I started missing the days of scarfing meat with my bestie. Why didn't she take me with her? Isabel. While Jason and I were chatting in bits and pieces, a voice called my name. I looked up, it was co-workers. A whole group out dining, staring at Jason, then back at me. Wow! Is this gorgeous guy your boyfriend? No. I shook my head frantically, wanting to make it clear. Surely Jason didn't want me making claims. But they giggled. If not, then introduce him to us. Just polite talk, right? Hey, handsome, can we add you on WeChat? They crowded around like a bunch of spider spirits. I clenched my palms. I was just being modest. And now they wanted to carve up the prize right in front of me. I was about to snap at them when Jason said calmly, I have a girlfriend. Their laughter died instantly. I froze too. He had a girlfriend? The co-workers drifted off, and I lost my appetite. In the 5 years I'd been crushing, he'd quietly started dating someone. I'd missed my chance. And his girlfriend was surely elegant, kind, and beautiful. I slumped, poking at my food. Even the chicken leg lost its flavor. When Jason offered to take me to a movie, I turned him down. Before, when I didn't know, I could joke around with my bestie. But now that I knew he was taken, I had my pride. I couldn't chase him anymore. Maybe he'd asked me out just to tell me to stop fantasizing. On the way back, I barely spoke. Once home, I called my bestie, grumbling. Girl, you're shady. Your uncle has a girlfriend and you didn't tell me. I embarrassed myself. He does? She asked. Then I heard her parents' voices denying it. We're still pushing him to go on blind dates. See? He's 100% single. My bestie winked at me. I need you to become my aunt. Double red envelopes at New Year depend on you. So, I was her human ATM? But if Jason didn't have a girlfriend, then what he said at dinner was just an excuse to fend them off? While I was still spiraling, Jason called. Belle, I need a favor. My family's been pressuring me to get married. Would you pretend to be my girlfriend? He added, I meant to tell you at dinner, but you seem down. So he was really single. Of course, if it's inconvenient for you, I'll find someone else. I hesitated only a few seconds. Jason must have thought I was rejecting him, because he said he'd ask someone else. That jolted me. How could he trouble anyone else? It had to be me. I quickly nodded with a grin. Of course, no problem. Do I need to prepare anything? No. I'll pick you up when the time comes. Laughter rang out from the other end, Jason's warm voice following. Then it settled. After the holiday, I'll come pick you up. Sure. Picking up a girlfriend for New Year's visits. Count me in. Not long after, Jason called again. My parents really want to meet you, so they asked me to invite you over. He chuckled. I'll be downstairs at your place in an hour. Do you have time? Yes, I'll go get ready right now. An hour would do. I washed my hair at record speed, threw on a quick layer of makeup, and slipped into a gorgeous outfit just in time. Jason pulled up downstairs right as I finished. You look especially beautiful today. He smiled like spring breeze, handing me a huge bouquet of red roses. The flower pales next to you. Blushing, I took them. Who wouldn't blush at that? Should I pick up some gifts for your parents? Even if this was pretend, I couldn't show up empty-handed. Jason thoughtfully opened the car door for me, then glanced at the back seat. Already handled. It was stacked with gift boxes. Guess I didn't need to worry. On the way, we made small talk, syncing stories so we wouldn't slip up in front of his parents. But when we arrived, my bestie was there too. Belle. She hurled herself at me so hard I staggered 2 steps back, nearly falling until Jason caught me steady. This is your aunt, Jason said coolly, not even blinking, signaling her to greet me. My bestie winked and beamed. Auntie! Why did I suddenly feel like lording seniority? Good girl. With everyone watching in the living room, I gave her waist a playful pinch and grinned. From now on, your aunt will spoil you. Jason introduced me to his parents and other relatives, one by one. My bestie clung to my arm, grinning. She's my best friend, has a great character, looks good too, and just look at those hips, perfect for having babies. Can I legally strangle her? My face flamed red as a baboon's butt, too embarrassed to lift my head, but the elders only laughed. Sit here, Belle, Mrs. Smith, though older, was elegant and well-kept. She warmly pulled me beside her for a chat, while aunts fired off questions that I answered smoothly. Soon, the whole group was nodding in satisfaction. Compliments flew. Jason struck gold this time. Your family's blessed. Marry this year, twins next year. Double happiness. The chatter made Mrs. Smith beam, while I sat demurely with a polite smile. This battlefield of gossip was way above my level. I just listened quietly. See? Didn't I say Belle and Uncle are a perfect match? My bestie chimed in. Mrs. Smith nodded approvingly. Such a sweet girl. Should have been brought home 2 years ago. Huh? I blinked at Jason, confused. He winked, telling me to just play along. I nodded, figuring his mum was just eager for a daughter-in-law. But if Jason had already brought someone home 2 years ago, where did that leave me? Mrs. Smith clearly meant something more. Don't doubt me, she said. Jason's liked you for a long time. Since you've met the parents now, why not go ahead and set the wedding? She looked at me expectantly. Name any bride price you want. The more she talked, the less I understood. Mom, it's Belle's first visit. Shouldn't you be preparing dinner? Jason cut in at the perfect time. Mrs. Smith shot him a look, but got up anyway. Belle, I mean every word. Think about it. We can work out the details together. Yes, ma'am. I nodded sweetly. Best to agree for now. Honestly, Mrs. Smith was gentle and kind, and Mr. Smith, though quiet, smiled warmly and looked after me all evening. If they were truly my in-laws, I'd be blessed. That night, Mrs. Smith cooked a whole table of dishes, every single one my favorite. It made me feel guilty. If they ever learned I was just pretending, they'd hate me. Dinner left me uneasy, ashamed to accept so much kindness. Afterward, I tried to excuse myself, but Mrs. Smith urged me to stay the night. "That's too much trouble, ma'am." I was about to refuse when my bestie jumped in. "She'll stay. I approve." Was she insane? Mrs. Smith happily tugged me upstairs. "You girls can both stay. I love having the house full of life." I was mortified. My bestie, being family, was totally at ease. "Belle, let's party tonight!" I shook my head fast. Sure, I'd fool around with her anywhere else, but in Jason's house, my prim and proper act would shatter. Mrs. Smith placed me in the room right next to Jason's. As my bestie left, she winked wickedly. "Go for it tonight, girl. Take down my uncle." I blushed furiously, especially seeing Jason right behind her. Couldn't she watch her mouth? As expected, she turned and jumped. "Uncle, good idea," Jason said, with a knowing smile, before stepping aside. She bolted, leaving me reeling from his cryptic words. Did he mean what I thought? "Rest well," Jason said simply, then left. I rolled around the bed, unable to guess his feelings. My phone buzzed non-stop news that our company had been acquired. A new era, a new boss. The chat was full of bootlicking. I skimmed it and tried to sleep. But then my boss DM'd, ordering me to prep files for the new leadership. Great. Even during holiday visits, I couldn't escape. With no laptop, I sheepishly asked Jason to lend me his. He handed it over generously. I sat up in the study, intent on working. But when I opened the laptop, a blown-up photo of a pretty girl filled the screen. Bright eyes, radiant smile, youthful glow. My mind went blank. Unless I was blind, that was me 2 or 3 years ago. And I never even had this photo. I looked at Jason, stunned. He flushed, ears burning, coughing. What can I say if you're going to play the part? Might as well do it right. Yeah, right. The photo was clearly a candid of me from the side. He must have taken it secretly. My heart pounded, but I forced a calm nod. "Oh, I see. If he wouldn't admit it, fine. As long as my crush felt the same, I'd do the rest of the chasing." He quickly turned away, pretending to fiddle with his phone. I hid a grin, eyeing his crimson ears. My crush hoarded my photos, caught red-handed. Taking a breath, I refocused on the emails, though I couldn't stop sneaking looks at him. Even his side profile was perfect. Long lashes, a clean jawline, everything about him was my type. Even the way he scrolled TikTok was stupidly handsome. "I brought fruit!" Mrs. Smith breezed in, smiling. I reflexively minimized the screen and took the plate with both hands, but she suddenly exclaimed, "Oh, you haven't changed the desktop yet?" Jason's head shot up, reaching for the laptop. Instinct told me this was dangerous, so I casually blocked him, smiling at Mrs. Smith. "You know about that?" "Of course. He's Mom." Jason cut her off, flustered. She only teased, "Belle's your girlfriend. Why so shy?" Jason's face went crimson. Mrs. Smith turned to me, smiling. "Jason really does like you. That photo's been up for 3 years, hasn't it?" Which matched the timeline in my head. As she chatted on about Jason's quirks, I shot him a half smile. He met my eyes for 2 seconds before looking away, still blushing. "Mom, Belle has work. Don't keep her talking." All right, I'll leave you two." She slipped out. The door had barely closed when Jason tried to escape too. But I grabbed him fast. No way was I letting him off easy. Smiling, I went straight for the jugular. "Uncle, don't you owe me an explanation? Hiding my photos. Not exactly a good habit." Jason flushed again, avoiding my eyes. "The explanation is the day you said you wanted me," I agreed. He actually used my most embarrassing moment against me. Heartless. "Jason, I'm here." He leaned down, eyes twinkling. "Who said on New Year's they wanted to win me over? For her? Half a drink and I'm drunk. One push and I'm down. Easy catch. Now it was my turn to turn scarlet, averting my eyes until he tilted my chin up, forcing me to meet his gaze. His dark eyes brimmed with warmth and tenderness. Belle, I'm easy to win over. Do you want to try? As if I'd missed this chance. Blushing hard, I nodded. But you can't go back on it. I'm not that easy to chase. I bit my lip, heart racing out of control. Then I'll keep at it. Watching him nod seriously, so obediently, my heart melted. This was my longtime crush. So, did you two finally get together? My bestie's first words the next morning. I grinned. Is it that obvious? Obvious. Honey, I could smell the love fumes from half a mile away. My bestie gave me a look full of disdain. That love-struck grin, you're clearly already together. That's just plain jealousy. I shot back, though I really hadn't stopped smiling since last night. Your uncle said we're in a trial phase. We need time to see if we fit before it's official. That was the conclusion Jason and I had come to last night. Just then, steady footsteps sounded behind me, followed by Jason's voice. Show some respect to your aunt, or next year's red envelope gets cut in half. My bestie pouted so hard you could hang a kettle from her lip. I teased her with a grin. Come on, call me auntie. You two are ganging up on me, she wailed, clutching my arm. Girl, I regret it. Come back home with me instead. I stroked her head sympathetically, about to say I'd spoil her as her aunt, when Jason cut in, seizing her fate by the throat. He hauled her aside. Keep trying to lure Belle back, and I'll have your parents set you up on blind dates. Fine, you win. She instantly dropped it and went back to gnawing her bun. I couldn't stop smiling, my lips curling high as Jason sat down beside me, serving me porridge and buns with that ever-present gentle smile. The perfect dream guy, totally swoon-worthy. After the holiday, Jason drove me to work. My bestie tried to hitch a ride, but Jason tossed her the keys with disdain. Go yourself. Belle, uncle, you've both abandoned friendship for love. Shameless. All she got in return was a puff of exhaust. Watching her grow smaller in the rear view, looking so lonely, I felt a twinge of guilt. Are we being too mean? Want me to call her parents and set her up with someone? Forget I said anything. I wisely shut up. If she knew I'd sicked a man on her, she'd kill me. Jason smirked, leaning closer at a red light. See how much better without a third wheel. My cheeks flamed as I coughed lightly. This really felt like a dream. The office wasn't far. Jason parked, clasped my hand, and gave me a meaningful smile. We'll see each other again very soon. What did that mean? He didn't explain, just drove off while I touched up my lipstick in the mirror. My eyes glowed, lips still swollen. How was I supposed to face anyone? I stood in the cold a while before heading in. First day back, colleagues were all friendly. I smiled and greeted them, but barely sat down before my manager called for a meeting. The new CEO is here. Let's welcome him. I stood reluctantly, only to see Jason on stage, in a smoke-gray custom suit, with the tie I'd picked. He'd kept this from me, he was the new boss. While Jason gave his brief introduction, I sat stunned. My coworker nudged me hard. The women I'd run into at that restaurant were all waggling their brows at me now. Isn't that your friend? Our new CEO? Belle, you better look out for us. He must have broken up with his girlfriend, right? Belle, why don't you introduce him to us? We like him. Exactly, men like that are too good to pass up. Their chatter made my head ache. If it weren't for Jason just starting, I would have shut them down on the spot. But they wouldn't stop. After the meeting, Jason was swept away by execs, and I couldn't approach. Those women latched onto me like leeches, nagging non-stop, trying to use me to get to him while pointedly ignoring the fact he already had a girlfriend. Heat rose in me. I snapped back. Who said I don't like him? Did I ever tell you that? They went quiet for a beat, then countered. Didn't you say you had nothing with him? Right. You're just chasing him now that you know he's CEO. Trying to be the boss's wife. Isabel, you're shameless. They sneered, like I was some homewrecker. I laughed coldly and laid it bare. You want to know who his girlfriend is? Me. Don't believe me? Ask him yourselves. With that, blessed silence finally fell. But soon word spread across the company that Jason and I were together. Even my manager came grinning, praising how we looked like a married couple, leaving me utterly speechless. Everyone cared about our relationship more than we did. Jason called mid-morning. Belle, since the word's out, why not make it official? No need. He'd just taken over. No need for gossip. I turned him down. He didn't push, just switched topics. Then lunch in the cafeteria? That I agreed to. As soon as the bell rang, I rushed to grab seats. With Jason's status, I couldn't let him fight the crowds. But those women trailed me, sniping behind my back. With the rumors swirling and no response from the boss, how dare you claim to be his girlfriend? We've worked together for years. You sure you're not imagining things? Ha! Good burn, they sneered, side-eyeing me the whole way. I ignored them. No point lowering myself. Still, they yammered all the way into the cafeteria, where Jason was waiting at the door. At the sight of him, their tune flipped instantly. Mr. Jason, you're eating with staff? Can we sit here? Mr. Jason, you're such a down-to-earth leader. So likable. They were famous bootlickers. Their two-faced act lightning fast. I was used to it. This seat's taken. Jason's face darkened, clearly having overheard. Belle, come here. He waved me over. I've been waiting. Got all your favorite dishes. My heart melted. He really had learned my tastes over the years. I glanced around. My colleagues' faces were thunderous. Mr. Jason, what's your relationship with Belle? One dared ask. She's my girlfriend. He grabbed my hand firmly. I acquired this company to protect her. I won't let her be bullied. For me? Emotion surged through me, and I squeezed his hand back. The women paled, scrambling. Belle, we were just joking. Right. We only wanted to congratulate you. They forced smiles, desperate to backpedal, but people that rotten didn't deserve another chance. Thanks, but no thanks. My voice was icy. You think I'm stupid? Talking behind my back, then fawning to my face? Weren't you so chatty a moment ago? Keep talking. What, you only realize you hit a wall now that the boss is here? Too late. If Jason weren't mine, who knows how badly they'd have trashed me. Thankfully, he held me close and defended me without hesitation. I heard everything, Jason said, frowning. This company doesn't need idle gossips. Collect your pay at HR and leave. His voice was firm. I've looked into every employee. You're not suited to stay. They were fired on the spot. And not just for me, they'd long coasted on charm while pulling fat salaries. It was justice. Word spread fast. The new CEO had blown up in defense of his girlfriend. I acted clueless, happily eating lunch with Jason at the CEO's private table. You don't need to fight for seats anymore. We'll eat here. The food was exquisite, all my favorites. Seeing my surprise, he smiled. I hired a chef. I'll feed you well. Did he not know women preferred slim grace, not well-fed and plump? Still, the thought counted. I let him spoil me. No one dared disturb us here, and our quiet laughter filled the air. Then he asked, Belle, when will you take me to meet your parents? I've already prepared the gifts. So soon? I blinked. He tapped my forehead in mock grievance. You've taken so much from me, yet won't give me a title? Wasn't he the one who said he was easy to catch? I forced a laugh. I'll set it up soon, with my dream guy, asking to meet my folks. How could I stall? If he bolted, I'd cry forever. But before I could call, my mum video called me first. Tell me, when are you finding someone already? Her voice boomed so loud I scrambled to lower the volume. Truly a mum, no mercy at all. Why are you flustered? With hawk eyes, she instantly spotted something off. Narrowing her gaze, she asked suspiciously, Tell me the truth after this new year. Are you still an unwanted single dog? Ouch. Did she have to stab me like that? Wait, I had a boyfriend now. Thinking of the love of my life gave me confidence. Mom, someone wants me too. I lifted my chin proudly, making Jason chuckle beside me. But my mum just squinted, detective-like. Didn't you say the same thing last year? And when you came back, the only thing that stuck to you was the neighbor's dog. Belle, if no one picks you up, then fine. I'll find you a blind date myself. That little knife twisted deep. As I wrestled with how to tell her about Jason, he suddenly leaned into the frame, smiling at the camera. Auntie, would I qualify as Belle's blind date? Both Mom and I froze. 2 seconds later, she was grinning ear to ear, nodding. Yes, of course. Very suitable. I thought so too. My Jason was perfect. Then hurry up, Belle. Bring your man home for us to see, and let's start planning the wedding. My mom's words left me stunned. Is it really that urgent? Look at your age. She shot me her usual disdainful glare, making me glance at Jason in confusion. Am I really that old? Jason chuckled, ruffling my hair. To a mum-rushing marriage, every daughter is already an old spinster. Couldn't agree more. I was fine with bringing Jason home, but marriage could wait. Except fate had other plans. He showed up at my place with the household registry. And with his lousy alcohol tolerance, 3 drinks and he was down, he insisted on dragging me to get the marriage license. My parents handed me the registry like I'd won the jackpot. They sent me out the door with smug faces like I'd scored the deal of the century. I was speechless. How could everyone gang up on me? I thought the Civil Affairs Bureau wouldn't allow a drunk to marry. But the second we stepped inside, Jason sobered up completely. The longest road I'd ever walked was straight into his trap. Since we were already there, not getting the license felt wrong. So my plan for married in 3 years became license in 3 months. Jason held the little red book grinning like a fool, while I sulked. You tricked me into marriage, pretending to be drunk when you're actually a tank. If the man never gets drunk, how does the woman get her chance? Jason laughed, pulling me into his arms. You wanted to catch me, and I told you, for you, half a drink, and I'm down. Now I'm officially yours. I thought he was kidding. Who knew he was dead serious? Wife, don't pout. Tonight, you decide what to do with me, okay? His kisses fell like rain, sweet as spring honey. I hadn't been mad anyway. With a little coaxing, I gave him a playful glare. Fine, then you sleep on the couch tonight. He pulled a face. Tomorrow, let me off tonight, okay? Why? Because today's our wedding night. Every moment's priceless. He said it wickedly, and I flushed. I had finally married him. The man I'd pined for 5 years, chickened out from for 5 years, was finally mine. Cue the confetti. Still, one question lingered. Jason, when did you actually start liking me? His computer photo collection had already hinted it was a long time. If I tell the whole story, it goes way back to when you were my junior in school. That's when it began. What I didn't expect was you turning out to be my niece's best friend. Jason confessed he'd liked me at first sight in college. Back then, he'd wander campus with his camera, often spotting me at the cafeteria. He'd secretly taken plenty of photos and stored them away, but he never dared approach too boldly, afraid I'd dislike it. Until that New Year's Eve video call with my bestie, that's when he saw his chance. Once the license was in hand, our parents went into wedding overdrive, while Jason and I basked in our sweet little world. I finally realized how incredible my husband, my senior, really was. From tiny household hassles to thorny work problems, nothing was too much for him. He could sort anything out with ease. From then on, my admiration and heart belonged to him. Jason basked in my praises, and with just a soft husband from me, he'd fix everything. Under his guidance, I quickly grew capable at work too. Home life smoothed out as well. He often joked, teach the student too well, and the master starves. Now you don't even need me. How could that be? I kissed him, smiling. Even if I'm strong, I still need my husband behind me. Really? His eyes lit up, and I nodded firmly. Of course, we're a team. With you by my side, I can soar higher. Without him, I'd still be stuck, too timid to confess, doomed to regrets. But because he took that one brave step, he gave me courage and strength too. It made our love possible. I believe that as long as we keep each other's hearts, our future will only get better. And he and I will be happy all the way to the end.